According to the CDC, over 50 million adults in the US live with chronic pain, and nearly 20 million say it limits their daily life. That's not elite athletes. That's everyday people struggling to bend, reach, squat, rotate, and move without discomfort. And here's the part no one wants to hear. Most of that pain, it isn't random, and you're not destined for it. It isn't bad luck, and it isn't age. It's years of unaddressed mechanical errors repeated daily, layered on top of modern lifestyle habits that reward sitting, shortcuts, and convenience. Poor movement patterns, weak stabilizers, limited joint ranges, shallow breathing, and bodies that never get challenged outside of the same few positions. When you don't learn how your body is supposed to move, you don't correct what it's doing poorly. Pain isn't a surprise, it's an outcome. Now here's where things get even more frustrating. Even when people want to fix it, they're not sure what they're actually supposed to be doing. That's where the confusion around mobility starts. Before we blame age, let me ask you something. Are you confused about what actually counts as mobility? Is it yoga, Pilates, bar, walking more, stretching, all the above, moving? And how are you supposed to know if what you're doing is actually fixing the problem or just temporarily making it feel better? If you've ever felt unsure, overwhelmed, or like everyone is saying something different, that confusion is real. And it's a big reason mobility issues exist in the first place. Before we even talk about mobility, we need to talk about stability. Stability is your ability to control a joint against internal and external forces. It's what keeps you from collapsing, wobbling, or relying on momentum. It's your nervous system saying, I can hold this position safely. Without stability, your body limits movement on purpose. That restriction isn't failure, it's protection. So now that we understand that, here's how the pieces fit together. Flexibility is passive range of motion. That's when someone pushes you into a stretch or a position. Mobility is active range of motion. That's when you can move yourself into that same position and back out under control. And stability. This is your ability to maintain and control that position once you're there, especially when forces act on you. So here's a visual. If I push you into a stretch and you can relax there, great. That's your flexibility. That's your muscles. If you can move yourself into that position and return smoothly, that's mobility. That's your joints. And if you can hold that position without shaking, collapsing, or holding your breath, that's stability. That's your nervous system, that's your proprioception. All three work together, but most adults already have enough flexibility. What they lack, and what they're most confused about, is mobility and stability. This is where trends cause damage. Stretching a joint alone does not fix a mobility problem. It temporarily increases tolerance, but it doesn't change control. When the nervous system only allows a joint into a range with assistance and time, it still flags that position as unsafe, at least initially. Without strength and stability to get there independently and resist external forces, the restriction stays or worsens. That's why people stretch their hips for years and still have back pain. Why they stretch their shoulders and still can't reach overhead without compensation. They're not fixing the underlying problem. And stretching is not bad, but stretching without follow-up strength and stability is incomplete. Mobility training teaches the nervous system that a range is safe because you can control it, not because someone pushes you into it. So yes, people do have a mobility problem, but it doesn't start because they're broken or aging out of movement. It starts with lifestyle, mechanics, and misunderstanding. First, there's sedentary behavior. According to the American Journal of Epidemiology, adults sit 6 to 10 hours a day. Sitting reduces joint excursion, shortens tissues, and tells the nervous system that large ranges of motion are unnecessary. Second, there's gravity and posture. Forward head position and rounded shoulders shift joints out of optimal alignment. Over time, muscles adapt to shortened positions and joints lose access to rotation and extension. Third, there's breathing dysfunction. When the diaphragm doesn't descend and the ribs don't expand, the thoracic spine stiffens. That stiffness shows up as shoulder restriction, neck tension, and poor trunk rotation. Fourth, how most people train. Most strength training occurs in mid-range. Mid-range is the portion of a movement where muscles are neither fully shortened nor fully lengthened. It's literally the middle of the movement. It's where leverage is highest and force production is easiest. End range is where muscle is near its shortest or longest length. This is where connective tissue is loaded, joint capsules are challenged, and the nervous system learns control at the edges of motion. Research in the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research shows that training at longer muscle lengths produces greater strength and hypertrophy due to increased mechanical tension and a larger stretch shortening cycle. If you never train end range, your joints lose confidence there. And what the nervous system doesn't trust, it restricts. If you don't train mobility and stability, your life quietly shrinks. You stop reaching overhead. You avoid the floor. You hesitate before lifting things. You feel stiff getting out of bed or the car. You don't go on hikes or walks. You don't lose strength first. You lose confidence in movement. And now millennials, come here real quick. Our grandparents carried groceries, lifted kids, cooked from scratch, cleaned their homes, walked everywhere, gardened, and worked physical jobs without mobility routines. We sit, outsource movement, live online, and then act shocked when our bodies feel fragile and we think it's just age. Modern life didn't break us. Our response to it did. Mobility training is how you fight back, but you gotta fight back. So I'm gonna give you 4 moves. These drills target the most common limitations I see. Hips that feel stuck, pinchy, or uneven. Upper backs that feel stiff, locked, or hard to rotate. Shoulders that feel tight overhead or disconnected. And ankles that feel blocked or force compensation up the chain. These address root causes, not the symptoms. It's not about feeling good, it's about improving it. Number 1, if your hips feel tight, restricted, pinchy, or uneven, this is for you. Hip internal rotation is essential for walking, running, squatting, and spinal health. According to clinical biomechanics, limited internal rotation is associated with knee pain, low back pain, and altered gait mechanics. When hips can't rotate, motion is stolen from the spine or knees. So what it is. For your seated shin box hip rotation, you're going to come sitting upright. Your knees are going to be pretty bent. One foot is going to be right on the top of the back thigh. The other knee is going to be bent. Most important here is that you keep your spine upright. So if that means that you start with your hands out here because your hips are tight, please do that. Here's what the movement is going to look like. You're going to start by picking the back foot up off of the floor without dumping yourself over to one side. From there, you'll pick your knee up, rotate your knee out to the side as you tap your heel to the ball of your other foot, reverse it. You're going to rotate, reach your knee back, set your knee down first, then your foot. Up, rotate, tap, back, foot down. If that was too easy, you want to start to bring your hands a little bit closer to you and you don't lose or lean, you don't lose the spine stay nice and straight or lean, that's great. Try it there. If you want to try it, reaching forward, keeping your arms nice and tight and punching one fist into the other hand, try that. Up, no leaning. So it's your internal rotation here, it's your external rotation here, back into your internal rotation to come back down. Why this works. It restores rotational capacity and builds strength in deep hip muscles where most people are weak. Number 2, open book with overhead arm sweep. If your upper back feels stiff, your shoulders feel tight, or twisting feels limited, this addresses that. Thoracic stiffness often feels like difficulty rotating, tension between the shoulder blades, or pulling through the chest. What this fixes, restricted rib motion, poor thoracic rotation, and shoulder discomfort. For open book with arm sweep, you're gonna lie in the fetal position, reaching both of your arms forward, knees are bent, and your hips are at 90 degrees. You need something for your head, go ahead and grab it, pillow or mat, something for your head to rest on so you're not tensing your neck. From here, you're gonna pick that bottom rib off the floor so you can really rotate from your rib cage. Now your top hand is gonna be facing up, so the palm is gonna face the ceiling the entire time. You're gonna sweep that arm overhead, trying to keep your fingertips on the floor so you can keep your eye on your hand as you rotate. Reach all the way as you open up to the side. Breathe through that spot that you wanna hold your breath in. Breathe through it and slow down. pause and you're coming back the way you came, still with your palm facing the ceiling for the entire thing. Try to keep that hand as close to the floor as you possibly can and return it on top of the other one. So breath in, and this is the spot you're gonna wanna hold your breath. Please slow down and start to breathe through it. Tell your body that this is a movement that you now can start to do. And number 3, standing lat stretch with breath and rib control. If reaching overhead causes rib flare, back arching, or shoulder tension, this is the problem. Tight lats restrict overhead motion and lock the rib cage. Here's what this fixes. Overhead stiffness, shoulder pinching, inability to separate arm motion from trunk motion. Here's how to do it. For your lat stretch with a band, you'll need a pretty thick resistance band anchored onto something relatively high. You're gonna bring your hand through the band and then hold on to it just to let your arm get pulled up. From there, walk yourself back till you get the band nice and tight. You're not leaning into the band, but you are letting your hips pull back as you let the band pull your arm up. And I want you to think about really letting the arm get pulled up. Take your other hand across the opposite rib, and I just want you to think about breathing into your rib, breathe into your hand. On each exhale, see if you can let the arm get pulled a little bit more. And remember, your lats are a big muscle. They go all the way down to the hip. So you want to really feel that stretch. As you're starting to release, see if you can rotate, almost like you're trying to rotate your armpit out while you let the arm get pulled up. And number 4, standing ankle dorsiflexion at the wall. If squats feel awkward, your calves feel tight, or your knees take over, your ankles are likely limiting you. According to JOSPT, limited dorsiflexion is linked to knee pain and altered mechanics. Here's how to do it. Face a wall, heel down, drive knee forward slowly until it touches. Keep the heel down, engage the front of the ankle to pull the knee forward. And now, a note on breathing. Mobility work cannot outpace core breathing. Breathing controls rib motion. Rib motion controls spinal and shoulder motion. If you don't know where to start, watch my breathing video because this is where most movement problems begin. Mobility isn't stretching alone. It isn't random movement. It isn't age. Mobility is trained through strength, stability, and control. If you want a body that feels capable instead of fragile, this work matters. Comment below and tell me which joint feels the most restricted right now. Hips, shoulders, spine, ankles. Then go watch my breathing video to bring it all together. Because before you fix how you move, you have to fix how you breathe.